Hello, hello. Mic check. 1, 2. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me, please. Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to another Sunday night live stream. Just waiting to make sure that loud and clear. Thank you, Andre. Appreciate you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday night live stream. Mrs. Angeles, Abdi, Gail, Noreen, Andre. I said hi, Andre, earlier. Well, I said your name earlier. Anyway, Andre, Abdi, Tired Chick, Ariel, Star, Wanda, the Mango Goddess. Who am I missing? Lori, Steven, Nessa. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. Skipping? Are we okay? Hopefully we're okay. It's looking good on my end, so hopefully things are okay. Welcome to another Sunday night live stream, everyone. Tonight is Sunday, January 19th here in Chicago, Illinois. It is super cold here. I was just perusing comments as the intro was playing, and I noticed that it's pretty cold for other people as well. Currently, the high is like 5 degrees. I tried to go for a walk this morning, and then I was like, nope. I walked out for a little bit and I couldn't do it. So I took a day off today, walking wise, but that's okay, right? Because just because I didn't go for my 8 to 10,000 steps today, I'm not going to throw away the day, right? Hopefully you're staying warm for people who are stuck in cold weather. Hopefully the cold also isn't just giving you an excuse to do nothing at all, because even though I took a day off today from walking, I still went to the gym and lifted weights. Just saying. Tomorrow, it's probably going to be just as cold, and it looks like I'll probably be hopping on the treadmill, which I don't want to do at all, but hey, I got to do it, right? That's just part of my routine. So today's topic is fasting as a foundation. You have heard me say this many times. For me, honestly, with the way my life has been, fasting has been, at least for me, my answer, my foundation. And I'm not just talking about the physical parts of fasting. Fasting as a foundation is more than just losing the weight. Fasting as a foundation is more than just keeping the weight off. It's the mental part of it, the emotional part of it, the community aspect, the accountability aspect. And lastly, fasting for me is a lifestyle. But we're going to get into that later in the stream. So if you think that fasting is just a quick fad, lose weight quickly type deal, you're partially right, because fasting can and will let you lose weight quickly if you do it a certain way, but it's more than just that. It's so much more than just that. It's the reason that I'm streaming today, 63 weeks later. 63 weeks later, 441 days later. Oh, I have to update my notes here. Everyone, 441 days is 63 weeks of being consistent. And not just being consistent, but being imperfectly consistent. I'll quickly remind everyone, this live stream is an accountability live stream. This is where I will take some time to share with you where I am currently at on my fasting journey, what is going on in my fasting health and wellness life. But I want you to remember that this isn't just for me. I know there are people in chat here. There are a lot of regulars here, which I love to see, but also make this a place for you to share your accountability. if it's helpful for you. Share with us how things are going. If things are going well, if things aren't going well. Many of us can jump in here and are excited to let everyone know that they have completed whatever type of fast or have lost X amount of pounds. And that's great. And it's amazing. And I love that for anybody who has found success. But that's not what this place is for solely. This is also a place for other people who are struggling, who need that community, who need that accountability. So please feel free to share that in chat. If you're watching this after the live, let us know in the comments. I think accountability is one of the most important things when it comes to, at least for me, my health and wellness. Showing up, being consistent, being accountable. All of those things truly are the keys to my success. Quickly remind everyone too, this is a safe space. So if you feel like trolling, I'll nip that in the bud quickly. Although I might not be able to catch everything on the live stream right now or the chat, I'll eventually get you out of there, especially as I go through all the chat. Also, just FYI, for anybody who is in chat, I go through everything. I read all the chat. So don't think that your words, I catch it. I do. I read through everything, just FYI. Question for you. It's Sunday night here, 7:43 p.m. Central Time. It's probably Monday for other people in other parts of the world. But for people who are here on a Sunday night, are you waiting till Monday? Did you say to yourself, oh man, it was a rough weekend. You know what? I already ate pretty shitty on Friday, so let's not hit a timer. Let's not log any info. Let's just do whatever for the rest of the weekend. And then Sunday night comes, the live stream is here, and then you're watching this and you're like, yep, here we go, Jerome. I'm going to start as soon as this live stream's over. As soon as I finish eating dinner, I'm going to start on Monday. Is that you? Hopefully not. And if it is, hopefully it'll be the last time you do something like this. What do I mean by this? I think that life, you should be able to enjoy the weekends. You should be able to do what you want without having to throw away the day, without having to start over, without having an all or nothing type of mentality. Take it from somebody who has that exact type of personality, who is still working on it, but has realized that doing something in a consistent manner over doing something perfectly is going to be the better route, because life happens, shit happens. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have peaks and valleys in your journey. And there's nothing wrong with that. The real question is, what do you do after having a rough day, a rough weekend? Do you just throw everything away and start over? Or do you realize that this is just a journey, and if you can just get your ass back into gear, you'll be fine? My job is to show you all that fasting can work in a foundational way such as that. You've seen it on my week vacations, 2-week vacations. You've seen it on my long refeeding days. You've seen it on back-to-back eating days. And I'll talk about it later today. Last night was my refeeding day. Let's just say I woke up this morning and was still a bit hungover. So, but did that stop me from doing what I needed to do? No. I'm still here. I'm still showing up. I'm still being consistent. But we'll talk about that in a second. Abdi always showing up with a $5 super chat. Abdi, Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Abdi says, thanks for keeping us accountable, Jerome. Thank you, Abdi, for being here and being accountable and showing up every single Sunday. Abdi, I appreciate the support as always. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Omad Manny with a $2 super chat. Omad Manny, how's it going? It's nice to see you. Omad Manny says, showing some Chi-Town love on this cold evening. Oh my God, it is so cold today. Yeah, I'm wearing we're not doing fit check right now, but you know what this number is. You all know who 23 is. Omad Manny, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Nice to see you here, Omad Manny. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Nessa K with a $10 Canadian super chat. Nessa K, thank you so much for the support. Nessa says, I am absolutely not starting Monday. I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for showing other people that they don't have to throw away the weekend. They don't have to wait till Monday. You can just live your life, right? I'm 71 hours into an 84-hour fast. Congrats on being 71 hours in. You're way past where I'm at right now because I refed last night and I'm feeling so strong. Nessa K, I love that for you. Thanks again for all you do, Jerome. We appreciate you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. I know that I share my story a lot and I know I fast quite a bit, but I think it's also really encouraging for other people to share their journey because it makes the community know that they're not alone, that it can be done, that you're going to be fine fasting and doing it imperfectly and having a bad day here and there, but showing up the next day, hitting your timer, doing things in a consistent manner is always going to just overall be better than throwing away the day, throwing away the weekend. So I say, Nessa K, thank you again for the support. I appreciate the donation, appreciate the generous donation. So thank you. I want people to understand that I show up here every single Sunday because I want people to know that my consistency means more to me than just losing the 80 pounds that I did in 5 months. I want people to know that when I talk about fasting as a foundation, I do it in such a way that it can be a lifestyle. I know there are people who watch me and are like, how does Jerome do it over and over and over? It's just because I've been consistent with it, because I show up every day, because even though I fast for long periods of time, there are other periods of time when I'm not. In November, in December, I took a 13-day vacation. In February, this February, in less than a month, I'm going to be gone for a month. Just FYI. I will still make videos. I'm still working on that part. I will still be coaching people during my time away, but I'm working on that. But, right? And that's going to be a real test for me, being gone for a month. And I just want people to know that it can be done. And I'm going to talk about all of that later today. Tired Chick. Oh my God. Tired Chick with a $50 donation. Tired Chick, thank you so much for the support. Tired Chick, I appreciate you so much. I mean, you know that. Tired Chick says, just wanted to say thank you for everything you do. Tired Chick, I appreciate such a huge donation. I want to say too, and like, I just, at the same time, Tired Chick, you and I have worked together as well. And I just appreciate you for being consistent and showing that imperfect consistency and showing up and working on everything that you're doing. I just want you to remember that I'm proud of your success too, even though you might be beating yourself up every now and then. I appreciate you. Tired Chick, thank you so much for the huge donation. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tired Chick. Logan, with a Logan with a $5 super chat. Game Dev Logan says, hit my 165 goal weight and am transitioning into maintenance. Are alternating 48 and 72 good targeted. Any tips? Logan, the best answer I have for you is a 48 could be great. A 72 could be great. That really depends on your refeed. And only you know that. If your refeeds are 3,000 calories, 5,000 calories, that's going to really depend on how long you should be fasting for. If you eat 1,800 calories, 2,100 calories, you could probably do OMAD and be fine based on what your cardio, what your strength training is like, right? So that is something you're going to have to play around with. There's a lot that kind of comes along with that, but this is also where trial and error can be really important. That's also a question of, are you logging your fast down? I'm glad. I mean, congratulations on hitting your goal weight. I know you've talked in here before, so I'm a little curious what your journey was like. What got you to your goal weight and how long you've been maintaining it now, or have you just hit it recently? I'm a little curious. But for me, the reason I do 42-hour fasts or 65-hour fasts is because I am still working on the refeed part. If I can get my refeeds better, I can hopefully do 42s. That's my hope. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do OMADs. I don't know. I would really have to control my calories at that point, but you never know. Maybe one of these days. Logan, hopefully that's helpful. You'll have to keep us posted. Logan, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Remember, when it comes to that, think about what your refeeds are really like, because that's going to determine how long you should be fasting for. That's something you can also play around with just by experimenting with your refeeds. If your refeeds are more one day than another refeed, then you can tone down or push up, spike up the fasts. So keep us posted, Logan. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Tire Chick, thank you again for the $50 super chat. You didn't have to. It's such a generous donation. So thank you so much. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many super chats here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Wandering Traveler with a $10 super chat. Wandering Traveler says, down almost 9 pounds this past week. Congratulations. What got you down to 9 pounds in a week? This past week, 7 days, less than that. Started my first 100-hour fast this afternoon. Good luck on the 100-hour fast. Thanks for keeping me grounded. You're very welcome. Also, remember, Wandering Traveler, 100-hour fast, amazing to get to. I also just want to remind you, don't beat yourself up if for whatever reason it doesn't get to 100, right? You know what the deal is, right? You're going to hit the timer, you're going to refeed, and then you're going to start again and just get right back on it. Imperfect consistency, right? Wandering Traveler, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the generous donation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys, Wanda, it's so nice to see you as always. Wanda being as generous every Sunday. Wanda, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. Wanda says 5 hours into a 48-hour fast. Refed earlier from a 42-hour fast. Congrats on the 42-hour fast. It hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been super hard either. There you go, right? I want people to understand when people are sharing their journey and sharing what they've been doing. Remember, this isn't just me doing this. Look at all the people talking about their successes and what they've been able to do. Look at all the people talking about the successes in just doing something imperfectly consistent. I have been seeing so many posts lately about, hey, I was planning on doing this, but this is what I did instead. But I did this instead, and I kept going, and I'm still losing weight, or I'm maintaining my weight, or I'm keeping things level. So, Wanda, love to hear that. I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate you as well, Wanda, and all of you that are here. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing your successes as well. Wanda, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate the generous donation. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and move back here. 441 days, 63 weeks of my journey, right? Of being imperfectly consistent. That's 63 weeks. I say this every week, but think about where you would be 63 weeks in. Think about where you would be if you had done this journey with me 63 weeks in for 441 days. That doesn't mean 441 days of doing something perfectly. That doesn't mean 441 days of strict fasting, the cleanest eating, the hardest cardio session, the strongest weight session. It doesn't mean any of that. All that means is, what if you just showed up for 63 weeks? What if you just showed up for 441 days doing something imperfectly consistent? Imagine 441 days of OMADs. Imagine 441 days of 16-hour fasts every now and then, and some 36-hour fasts here and there. But in those 441 days, you didn't give up. In those 63 weeks, you said to yourself, I'm just going to keep going. I don't have to push myself hard every single day, but let me just try to get myself accountable and consistent. I say this a lot, but think about that. Think about 63 weeks of just losing 1 pound a week. I am sure there are people on here who would have already hit their goal if their goal was just to lose 1 pound a week in 63 weeks. And for many of us, especially starting out, 1 pound a week, easy. But can you be consistent week after week after week? Can you be imperfectly consistent? That's really the key to this. I think when you start to realize that you don't have to push 100% every single day, that this can be a consistent and sustainable thing. So let me talk to you about my refeed last night. This is me talking about imperfect consistency, right? Yes, I completed my 8th 65-hour fast last night. 8. I've done 8 in a row, okay? And I wish I had written this up, but in the last 65-hour fasts, the last 8 of them, my weight, I think I've dropped 3 pounds, 4 pounds after doing 8 65-hour fasts in a row. Do you know how many people would be upset by that for only dropping 3 or 4 pounds? Do you know how many people would just say, well, the hell with this. I don't want to do this. Right? As frustrating as that is for me, because I'm still trying to lose more weight. I'm still trying to get down to a lower weight. And even though I've done 8 65-hour fasts in a row, I know that my refeeds are not the cleanest, but even some of them were cleaner than others. And I have barely dropped weight over that time. Actually, I wonder if I have my thing up here. I do. Because I have my own spreadsheet that I fill out every day as well, because I am showing up. So as I look at my last 8 refeeds, I was at my first 65-hour refeed, or at my first 65 plus hour fast, I was 149.8, 147.1, or 147.4, 147.2, 147.6, 146.4, 146.4, 146.6. And then yesterday I was 145.6. So in the last, since December 28th, right? Which is what, 20 days? In the last 20 days, I've dropped 4 pounds. Does that mean it's not worth it? Does that mean I should give up? Does that mean I should walk away? Does that mean I should stop fasting? No, none of those at all. No reason to. I want you to understand that this journey is going to be a long one, and it's entirely up to you on how hard you want to push. I might say something like that, and some of you might think that, well, why don't you just fast for longer? I don't want to. I'm good with where I'm at. I know that if I do 90-hour fasts, I'll drop the weight quicker, but it's also a mental thing for me. I don't really want to do 90-hour fasts at this point. I'm pretty good with where I'm at weight-wise. I like being able to eat every 3rd day. I would love to eat every other day, but I have to control the calorie part. And let's talk about yesterday, right? Yesterday, I broke with beer. I broke with beer. I broke with Thai food. I broke with more beer. I broke with some Malort. If you don't know what Malort is, then maybe you don't want to know. Malort is a liquor here in Chicago. Uh, and I broke with fries, a lot of fries, cheese fries, actually. I drank so much that I was pretty inebriated by the end of the night. And then later in the evening, I ate some Italian sausage. I ate some Greek yogurt with granola. I had a banana. I had some protein bars. And that was it. That's all I ate. It wasn't the best refeed. I ate pretty shitty. I woke up last night hungover. I was pretty nauseated. And I was like, oh my God, I drank way too much. I woke up this morning. I wasn't feeling it. It was so cold out. I tried to walk and I said, fuck it. And I was like, never mind. And then later in the afternoon, I started to feel better. I went to the gym and I lifted weights because I'm like, hey, I might as well put those calories to use. I did my coaching sessions today, right? I showed up. I'm here on the live stream, even though how much weight did I gain? I think I was 151 this morning. So I put on like 6 pounds or whatever, 6 pounds this morning after my refeed. Am I running away? Am I hiding from what I did on my refeed? No, I'm showing up. I'm letting you all know that imperfect consistency, showing up, being honest with yourself, being honest about what you're doing is the real key here. This isn't about perfection. This isn't about doing perfect fasts over and over and over. And yes, I know. But Jerome, you did it. Kind of, right? Even though I did 90-hour fasts for 5 months in a row, back to back to back to back to back, my refeeds were also insanely high caloric wise. They weren't the cleanest, but I still showed up and I still stayed consistent and I still trusted the process. You need to trust the process. You need to realize that while the weight on the scale might go up and down, if you continue to do the good things for you, you will build on your journey. You will build your fasting experience. You will get better at this. You will figure your shit out. Okay? Maybe. I feel like I get through to some people, and hopefully I do for most. I'm just glad I'm not hungover right now. I feel so much better. I feel so much better this evening. Although I will say I am quite tired tonight. I am not really. There was a big part of me that didn't want to do the stream, right? Because I was hungover this morning. I'm a little tired, but I know that this is important to me. I know how important it is for other people too. And I want to continue to show up because I think it's important that we continue to do. For me, I want to lead by example, right? I want people to know that, hey, I'm okay. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Don't worry so much. Stop throwing away the goddamn day. Just keep pushing. Okay. Andre with a $10 super chat. Andre, so nice to see you. Thank you so much again for the support. Andre, thank you so much. Andre says, J-Man, I did 2 65s and actually broke tonight with a 42. Congratulations on the 65s and 42s. I like that you are incorporating my protocol of 65s and 42s. I'm fasting instead of sitting on my butt. So I'm happy with the effort. And you should be, Andre. Congratulations on the success. Congrats on the fasts. We'll still push for my 90s. And I expect to hear what those 90s are like. Andre, congrats on getting yourself into this consistent place. I mean, you show up, you share with us what you've been doing, and I love that for you. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your progress. Congratulations on the 65s and the 42. Keep going. Keep us posted. Andre, thank you so much for the generous donation. Thank you for the $10 donation support. Andre, thank you for the continued support as always. Oh, Mad Manny with a $2 super chat. Oh, Mad Manny, thank you so much for the support as well. Again, when oh, Mad Manny says, when will you do another refeed video? Let me ask people in chat. Do you enjoy my refeed videos? Would you like to see more of them? I like doing them. It's just sometimes because I only eat once every 3 days, I like the time to just eat for me. But I can at least do partial refeed videos. I know some people want to see the entire refeed. I'll get one out there soon. I promise. I promise. All right. Oh man, maybe, maybe when I do my next refeed, this next refeed, I'm going out again. So maybe I'll film a little bit of what I'm eating and then what I eat afterwards. But, yeah, soon. We'll just say soon. So, Omad Manny, thank you again for the $2 donation. I see people there saying yes. Wandering Traveler with a $2 super chat. Refeed. Okay. I'll get a refeed video out. I'll get one out. I promise. I'll get one out. Wandering Traveler, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Okay, I'll work on it. Oh man, Manny started that saying that. Yes, I'll get one out there. Okay. I'll get that out. So let's get into some nerd stats here. I'll just say I've already explained I'm on day 441 of my journey. I am 63 weeks in, right? This isn't 441 days of perfect fasts or perfect refeeds or perfect anything, right? But this is me being consistent. So in the last 441 days, I have completed 165 fasts, which means in the last 441 days, I have not eaten for 276 of those days. That's a lot of days without any eating. My average fast over the last 441 days has been 58 hours and 7 minutes with an average refeed of 6 hours and 1 minute. That should say minute and not minutes. Apologize for the grammar there. So if you think about it, if you take the last 441 days of my journey and you were to apply an average on it, imagine me fasting for 58 hours, eating for 6 hours, fasting for 58 hours, refeeding for 6 hours, rinse, repeat, eat, fast, repeat, eat, fast, repeat, rolling fasts. That's what I do. 58 hours is about on average now what I've been doing, especially with the last 65-hour fasts. My average back when I first started was in the 90s when I was doing much longer fasts because I was really trying to push to get the weight off. And now that I've gotten the weight off and have kept it off for almost 10 months now, I don't fast for as long, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Currently, just to give you all an idea, you don't really, to give you an idea of where I'm at, I am currently 20 hours. There you go. 20 hours and 33 minutes fasted. Yesterday, I broke my 8th 65-hour fast in a row. I ate last night. I forgot how many beers I had yesterday. 5 beers, some hard liquor, a bunch of cheese fries, a lot of Thai food. I had a lot of granola too last night. So I'm up 5 pounds. I was 151 this morning. I was 146 yesterday. So we're going to do another 65-hour fast. My plan is to do 65-hour fast all the way until February 14th before I am leaving. Just FYI, I'm leaving the country again, everyone. I'll be gone for almost a month. But we'll talk about that as the weeks get closer. So I'm not going to be gone for a month without any videos. So I will still try to show up in a capacity that I can. Actually, I'll try to do even maybe a Sunday night live stream while I'm away for at least a week or two. We'll see how that goes. But it is time for Fit Check, everyone. So again, I am up 5 pounds, so I am a little bloated at this point. But like I said, I want to be transparent. I want to be honest about my progress. So whether I'm on a lean fasting cut or I have just refed and gained 5 pounds, I need to be here and show up for that. And that's exactly what I'm doing. For anyone who is curious about my journey, don't forget, I lost 80 pounds in less than 5 months. I have been an overweight kid, teenager, obese. I think I was 19 in this picture here. I need to find my other pictures. I don't know where. I need to go to my ma's house and like go through my photo albums that my ma has. Um, Morbidly obese. The heaviest I used to weigh was 235 pounds. Remember, I'm 5'3". So 5'3", 235 pounds. Now I'm 5'3", and my lowest I was at 125, but I'm currently in 145 to 150, still trying to lose a little weight. I used to wear a size 38 waist, a double XL shirt or an XL shirt because I had to have a shirt big enough to cover my stomach. Today, I am wearing this jersey is a size large boys. This t-shirt underneath is a size extra large boys, and I'm wearing extra large or extra small shorts, but we'll do fit check. So, right, this is a large. Oh, that's, well, you can't see it. This is a large. This is a youth jersey, and you can still see it's still long, and that's because I'm short. Side shot, right? These shorts are extra small. Back, side. Like here's the t-shirt underneath. I wear like oh, I'm bloated today. I wear a compressed shirt underneath, kind of helps with the loose skin. I know a lot of people always ask about loose skin, and I say this every week. Yes, I do have loose skin. I am 44 years old. I have lost and gained weight over and over and over at my most, right? If you really think about where I was at my heaviest at 235 and my lowest at 125, that's 110 pounds. For me, I have loose skin on my lower stomach, on my upper inner thighs, on my upper arms, and I have loose skin on my neck. You can see it here. I always show this every week. You can see how it doesn't really bounce back. It is probably one of the things I am most insecure about, but I show this because I'm just trying to be transparent. I do have loose skin on my upper arms. You can see it right here. This shirt is so, because the jersey is like kind of riding up on it. It's the loose skin is more, but you can see loose skin here. Now, the thing is, when it comes to loose skin, that is why I do a lot of strength training. Like if I try to flex here, I feel like maybe that will help kind of like, but see, I mean, what am I going to do, right? As I flex here, it doesn't look as bad. I don't know. Maybe there's less muscle here. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is, yes, I have loose skin and it's okay. I think there are many of us who get really, really. Sometimes people will say, well, I don't want to lose the weight because I don't want the loose skin. And to me, I think about that. And while I understand that, and I can understand that can be an issue, I also think, but what if you're a type 2 diabetic? What if you have high blood pressure? What if you can't get out of bed properly or you have trouble with mobility? Wouldn't you rather get the weight off and then figure out what happens after? Even for me, I don't know. I told myself that I would have to maintain this weight for at least a year before I even decide if I'm going to do anything about loose skin. And it's almost 10 months of maintaining it now, right? Because I lost the weight in less than 5 months and I've maintained this weight now for 10 months after. But I don't know if I want to even do anything a year into it. If anything, I just want to make sure I'm gaining more muscle and building more muscle. Even at 44, I know it can still be done. I know I still can do a lot for myself, even at this, even being middle aged. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. I want to go ahead and talk about fasting as a foundation. So I have my notes up here, and I want to talk to you all about how fasting is more than just losing weight, how fasting is more than just a physical thing. But let's talk about the physical thing first. Okay. So, fasting as a foundation, I always talk about how it's a foundation for me because if you think about it, for me, fasting was what got me to lose the weight at a to when I tried to lose weight before fasting by doing low calorie, over exercising, by doing low carb, by doing whatever diet, nothing. I couldn't even get under like 175, maybe was the lowest until I found fasting. Fasting not only got me down to 175, but it got me down to 165, 155, 145, 135, right? Not only did fasting get me down to an acceptable weight for my height, but I've also kept the weight off now for 10 months. So, in a physical sense, fasting, as far as weight loss and weight management, it all starts with fasting for me, especially in the past with my all or nothing mentality. Fasting made the most sense for me with that type of mindset because it was like, okay, what's the all or nothing mentality that you could do on a diet? Not eat. Which is why I talk about imperfect consistency a lot, because keeping that all or nothing mindset will eventually catch up to you. Because then you'll be like, okay, well, this fast didn't work. So I'm just going to eat like shit for the next 2 months. Or like me, 2+ years. When I ran away, I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I felt guilty. I didn't want people to know I gained the weight back. I've had to learn that the hard way. And that's why I show up all the time now, because I need people to know that. And this is part of what I'm going to talk about too with fasting as a foundation. So let me just kind of get in or talk about that as well, right? So as far as the physical part, let's talk about the health benefits from it. Reversing my type 2 diabetes, reversing my high blood pressure, restoring my testosterone back to not even normal levels, but like high end normal levels, giving me my mobility back, giving me my just all the benefits when it comes to losing the weight, and the fact that I can climb a flight of stairs and not be tired, the fact that I can walk for an hour and a half and it feels like nothing, the fact that when I was in Japan and we walked 30,000 steps, the other people with me were having a hard time. Not everyone, and not in that way, but you know what I mean? I felt good the entire time. Things like that. When I talk about not being able to, I remember when I was 200 whatever, it would be 70 degrees in a room and I would be sweating my ass off. Sweat just pouring down. Like, I don't, when I think about where I was then physically, it isn't where I want to be today. I'm very glad to be where I'm at now. So, right, in a physical sense, that's kind of where it's put me. I mean, and then when we talk about the mental part of it, right? The mental part, especially with fasting, has built-in discipline for me. It's built-in consistency for me. And you know I don't have to talk much about this, because if you know me by now, you know that the mental part is also doing something imperfectly consistent. It's changed the way I think about things. Fasting especially is a way for me to help me on, for example, right? Like self-control and focusing on things that's just outside of food, No more food noise, especially on a day like today when I know I'm fasting, because today is a day of work. Today is a day of taking care of myself. Today is a day that I am giving myself time away from food. That is a mental thing that I built through fasting. So, yes, fasting can help you lose weight. Fasting can let you lose weight quickly, but there are also mental parts of you that will build through incorporating something like this. Don't forget that. Sometimes I think a lot of us think that the only success is what the weight on the scale says, when it is so much more than that. Reducing food noise, right? Like, I know there are many people who are probably in here who have that mental burden of food noise. What do I mean by food noise? Oh man, that smells good right now. Oh man, it would be great if I just started tomorrow and ordered DoorDash today and just had them deliver it to my door. Oh God, it was just, you know what I should do? It's so cold today. I didn't work out today. So you know what? Maybe I should just go to the drive-through and pick up food. When I say that, I don't say that as like, these aren't these aren't fake scenarios. These are scenarios I used to tell myself. I used to literally sit on this couch and I would have the DoorDash app open or the Grubhub app open on my phone, and I would have all the food picked out, and I would be like, should I fast or should I just order this food instead? And I always ordered the food instead. This is when I left YouTube and I had no accountability and I locked myself in my apartment. Like, that's the kind of attitude I had then. I don't have that anymore. Yes, there are times I think about that, but I've built that mental discipline in me to be like, hey, you don't have to cope with food. Food doesn't have to be the answer all the goddamn time. Food was the answer for me yesterday when I broke with beer and Thai food and a bunch of cheese fries at a different bar afterwards. I just feel like I've come so far, and I know that many of you can find this place. But what it's going to take from you is to be consistent, to be imperfectly consistent. And that is the mental part when I talk about this. Sherry with a $5 super chat. Sherry, so nice to see you. Thank you for the support as always. Sherry, how's it going? Hopefully you're well. We have been told that humans can only go 30 days, no food, 2 days, no water, or we die, which is not true. Fasting is natural and a natural happy zen. I will say, I mean, I haven't gone 30 days. The longest I've gone is 11, but yes, there have been people who have gone longer than that, right? And have been fine, especially if you have excess on you. Why is my phone doing a weird, oh, was it Siri doing something? My iPhone was like glowing. Or is that Apple Intelligence? That's weird. I've never seen that before. I'll have to look at that. Has it been listening to me for the last 51 minutes? Hopefully not. But yeah, I mean, think about that, right? Even as I said, in the last 441 days, I haven't eaten for 276 of those days. It goes to show that for many of us, especially if we have excess on us, we don't have to eat every single day. So, Sherry, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you as always. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Price Man 5 with a $10 super chat. Price Man 5, so nice to see you as always. Thank you for the generous donation. Price Man 5 says, "Hey Jerome, glad to say I'm back on the 65 hours. Congrats. My concern is that on refeed days, eating becomes the main focus over everything else. I find myself fiending the night prior like it's Christmas." Okay, so this is actually I actually appreciate you saying this, because this is something that is very common even for me. This was an issue for me, and in a lot of ways still is, right? So, okay, how can I put it? On my eating days, I get like this too, right? I've been doing this now for almost 15 months, and I still feel this way, although it isn't as strong as it used to be. So that's number one, right? Is I think you feeling this way is a natural feeling to have. I think many of us, and I'm sure people can share this in the chat, on your refeed days after fasting for X amount of days, I think there are many of us that get really excited that we get to eat. And we think about it and it kind of consumes us. And I think a lot of that is because that's probably how we used to think, even on just days when we eat and we find ourselves out of control. Let me say this, Priceman of 5. And I've said this to people I've coached as well, but the way I think about this is I eat once every 65 hours for the last, since, I don't know, December 28th, right? For the last 20 days, I've only been eating once every 65 hours. And on average, for the last 441 days, I've been eating once every 58 hours, right? And let's say I felt that way on every single refeed. I haven't, but let's say I did. On every single refeed, I felt that way. I can at least say this. I only feel that way on those days, and I only indulge on those days at that certain time frame. On a day like today, when I'm fasting, I don't think about food that way. I tell myself, you had that day yesterday. That was yesterday. You're not going to have that day today. I'm not going to have that day tomorrow. I will have that opportunity again Tuesday night. That's kind of how I deal with it. That's also me realizing that I have not fully dealt with my emotions on using food as a dopamine hit. I think a lot of us still use it in that regard. So I don't think it's something that just goes away tomorrow. It's not something that will fully find itself gone, especially if it's something that you typically do. I think for me, as time goes on, that feeling of excitement during a refeed, I think becomes less and less, because I am no longer really attaching that emotional part to it as I used to. I do think that's going to take time. Hopefully that makes a little sense. I guess I'm just telling you, don't be so hard on yourself about it. Don't be so hard on yourself about it. If you really want to test it out, you can try to do OMADs and eat clean and see if that's something where the mental part changes and you don't feel that attached to food in that same way. I think that's just going to depend from person to person, So yeah, I think that's maybe the best way I can put it. So I hopefully that helps a little bit, Priceman 5. You'll have to let me know. I just want you to understand that, like, I still feel that way. You're not alone in that regard. So hopefully that helps. Sherry says, if your refeed is out of control, have you tried eating a carnivore only refeed? This is a game changer tool in the toolbox if needed. And Sherry makes a good point here, right? People talk about carnivore, people talk about keto. And my answer to that is no, I haven't. Personally, for me, I'm sure other people have. I think I still have a hard time with this because for me, I have a hard time restricting myself from certain types of food. But Sherry's right. For people who can do carnivore or ketovore, it's a lot better than what I do when I'm refeeding with, like yesterday, beer and fries. But that doesn't happen every refeed. My refeeds have been cleaner since, but they can still be even cleaner. And you know what? Actually, Sherry, thank you for the $5 super chat. And thank you for the comment here, because I'm going to add this on here as well. What I've been thinking about is, in the future, if I start doing 42s, meaning I eat every other day, maybe what I might start doing is every other refeed, because I get to eat every other day, maybe one of those refeeds will be super clean. It'll be either carnivore or keto or ketovore or no processed foods. You know what I mean? And maybe that will help control my weight. I haven't gotten to that place yet, though. Actually, right now, I'm still trying to get down to a lower weight. So, but that's really good advice. And just like Sherry said, and it's something I've mentioned before, It is just a tool for your toolbox. It doesn't mean that you have to do it all day, every day, but keep it as a tool for your toolbox. Use it when you need to. Sometimes I think many of us get so hung up on saying, this is the only way you should eat, and there's no other way of eating. And sometimes when people think that way, then what ends up happening is they restrict themselves so much, and then they end up binging or overeating on things that they shouldn't later. And for me, I'm just like, well, why not just approach it in a, hey, if you can do it most of the time, that's great. But it doesn't mean that should be your identity. You know what I mean? Even for me, when I talk about fasting, fasting is a foundation. Fasting is something that's very important to me, but it's not my identity. I don't say that I think fasting can be beneficial for everyone, but not everyone has to do 90-hour fasts. Not everyone has to eat 6,000 calories, right? Fasting is just another tool in your toolbox, just like everything else is when it comes to health and wellness. So just a really good point to put out there. Let me get back into fasting as a foundation, right? I talked about the physical part. I talked about the mental part. So let's talk about the emotional part here. For me, especially, fasting for me has helped me break my cycle of overeating. It's been 441 days. I haven't had a binge since. It's broken that cycle for me. Fasting is also a really good way for me to bounce back after a week vacation or a 2-week vacation or next month when I'm going to be gone for a month. I know that fasting is all I have to do to kind of get myself reset, situated. Even if it isn't a 90-hour fast, if it's a 65 or a 42, it's a good way to start to get back into it. You've all seen it. I'll gain 15, 20 pounds after a 10-day vacation, and then I'll lose 90% of that weight after a 48-hour fast already. Fasting is a good way, at least for me, to reset. That emotional part is big. I think, and I say this a lot, but I think a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, I'm talking more about online, on social media. There's always talk about how to do it, and you can lose weight this way, and all you got to do is X, Y, and Z. And I think people always forget about the mental part of it, right? Is, yeah, of course, fast for 7 days, you're going to lose a shit ton of weight. But there's also a big mental barrier for many of us. There's a reason I'm not continuing to do 90-hour fasts to get down to the weight I want to get to. I'm fine doing 65s because I don't want to mentally tax myself doing 90s at this point. It's a mental game. It has been. And there's a lot of discipline required in that. But I've been doing it for so long that I really do feel like those tools, the progress I've gotten, it's only happened because I just continue to show up and be accountable and be consistent with what I'm doing. So fasting is a foundation, the mental part, the physical part, the emotional part, and even fasting as a community-based, accountability-based type foundation, right? Literally, what we're doing right now is a community, is a foundation of a fasting community, right? We've built this foundation to remind us that we're not alone. That's what the live chat is for. That's why I do these Sunday night live streams. This is my accountability. This is my foundation for accountability. It's my foundation for community. One of the reasons that I've been able to keep the weight off is because when I started, I said, I will show up. I will be here. I will be honest. Even if things don't go right, I will still show up. And you've seen it. All of you have seen it over the last 63 weeks. Watch every single Sunday live stream. I am here. I show up when I say I will be here. I show up for my coaching sessions for everyone I work with. I publish videos. I hit my timer. I log my data. I am showing up every single time. The community, the accountability, some of the biggest things that keep me going with what I'm doing. And then lastly, the lifestyle part, right? This is a lifelong approach. This isn't some bullshit. I'm just going to fast for a week and then I'll be done with it. No. I've been doing this for long enough now that you all know this is my lifestyle. This is just what I do to help keep the weight off. This is what I do to help strengthen me both physically and emotionally. This is a lifestyle for me. And that growth never ends. It's continuous growth. The best way to put this too, right, is when I talk about doing something as a lifestyle, fasting as a lifestyle, it also doesn't mean that, oh, that means Jerome's just going to fast 65 hours for the rest of his life. Doesn't mean that everyone has to fast this way for the rest of their lives. Fasting is already built into all of us. You've heard me say this. When you go to sleep, you're already fasting. Hopefully, you're sleeping good. I'm still trying to work on even getting to 7 hours, and I'm still having a hard time there. Ideally, it would be great to sleep 8 hours on average because you're a leg up on fasting, right? Imagine you slept for 8 hours, you're fasted for 8 hours. You get to just decide how long you want to continue fasting for. There's a lot of adaptability when it comes to the length of your fasts. So as a lifestyle, it just makes sense. You're fasting already. It's just a matter of, are you going to eat breakfast today or not? Are you going to push till lunch? You're going to push till dinner? And then you get to grow on the other parts of your weight loss levers, on the way you eat, on the way you exercise, on the way you sleep. To me, it just makes a lot of sense. Fasting is built. It's built in. We're already fasting. Sometimes people demonize it for weird reasons. For me, it really has refined other areas in my life. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. That's it when it comes to the foundation. I will now take Q&A. That's questions and answers for people who don't know what Q&A means. I don't know why I said that. I will do questions and answers at this point, so please feel free to ask questions. In the meantime, while people are asking questions, I just want to point out that, yes, I do offer one-on-one coaching. If you are somebody that needs an extra push, an extra boost when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, especially accountability. If you feel like you already know what you need to do fasting wise, that you already know what you need to do to lose weight, and maybe the hard part right now is being accountable, is showing up, let me help you. Sometimes just knowing that you're doing it with someone, right? Just like I'm fasting every single day, we're all doing it together. And sometimes knowing that you have a partner or a coach to kind of help you through it, maybe that's the missing piece. So again, if it's something you're interested in, you can check the link here, but I do have a link in the description, in the comments. I do have a link in the description in this live stream. So just check the description out for that. Also, if you're looking for something a little different, Wednesday nights, I also do a community coaching live stream Wednesday nights, where we have a communal spreadsheet and we share what our goals are for the week and we go over those goals, and we have other people hop on the live stream if they'd like to chat. Just something to think about if you want to be part of the Finally Fasting fam, or you just want to help support, please take a look at the description. The link will be there. The autophagy group, we meet up every Wednesday night at the same time. that we do these Sunday night live streams at least 3 times a month. So feel free to check that out if that's something you're interested in. EJ Rich, so nice to see you with a $10 Australian super chat. EJ, nice to see you as always. Oh man, did I have a big weekend? So you and I both, is that right? I woke up hungover this morning. I'm still hungover from the party yesterday. Well, you're still hungover. Well, yeah, I mean, I was hungover this morning. So EJ, it's nice to see you. I'm really looking forward to my fast this week. I look forward to chatting with you again, EJ. I appreciate the support as always. Thank you for the $10 Australian. You'll have to let me know how that weekend went. It sounds like it was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And remember, right? No beating yourself up over it. Just getting yourself right back into another fast. I love that you're looking forward to that next one. So EJ, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate the support as always. Thank you so much. All right, let me go ahead. Let me answer questions here. Let me see here. Steven says, will I see you at the Bulls game next Monday? No, I don't have, I don't think I have any Bulls games in the near future. Sometimes they kind of come impromptu, but not next Monday. Sorry, Steven. Nice to see you though. Thank you for the question. Athena says, I keep saying I'm going to start, but I never actually start. I was really depressed and I gained weight now. I can't seem to get out of it. How can I force myself to start for real? So, okay. Right, Athena, I know I see you here every now and then, right? Or you're here every week. What is, when you say I'm going to start, are you actually starting? Why can't you just hit a timer, right? That's my first question is, okay, you're going to start. Is it because you fast for 15 hours and then you don't think it's good enough and then you're starting over? Or are you not even just starting? Are you not even hitting a timer? Are you not even being aware of when you're fasting and when you're feasting? Because maybe this, again, is where coaching and accountability can be really important. Are you showing up? Are you at least doing the bare minimum and hitting a timer and saying, hey, I'm fasting for this long, I'm feasting for this long, right? And if that's something that you need help with, maybe it's a position for you to reach out and see what something looks like where you're held accountable in that manner. Because if you find yourself, here's the best way I can put it. So many of us can tell ourselves we're going to do a 48-hour fast, we're going to do a 65-hour fast, we're going to do a 90-hour fast, and then 22 hours later, you're like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Who's going to tell you otherwise, right? Maybe that accountability is the part you're missing. So I don't know, forcing it on yourself, I don't really like that word. I really think it's like, hey, the least you can do is hit a timer and log your times. And if you log your times for 7 days, then you've gained 7 days of insight and be like, wow, my fasts are really short. I should start working on this. I should start bringing that average up. Hey, my refeeds are too long. I should really start shortening that. Sometimes starting small is the right place to go. Sometimes finding that accountability is a good way to get yourself started. So hopefully that helps, Athena. Thank you for the question. Mark. Hi, Mark. It's nice to see you. Mark with a $5 super chat. Thank you for the support. As always, Mark, it's always nice to see you. Hey, Jerome, not day oneing, but finally finding my stride again and focusing on my goals. I love that, Mark. Love to hear that. Congrats on you. You only fail when you don't try. I mean, that's very simply said, right? I think for many of us, we get to this place where we're waiting for something when it's like, hey, you could be doing this right now. There's no reason to wait. So, Mark, thank you for the $5 donation. Thank you for the support as always. Appreciate you, Mark. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me go back up here. See if there are any other questions. Margarita. Hi, Margarita. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Do you suffer from nasty migraines at some point of the fast? I don't. I did deal with headaches when I first started, but that's where electrolytes were helpful for me. So I don't know if that's something that you have to look into. Number one, are you hydrated? Number two, are you taking electrolytes and seeing if that helps? If the answers to those are yes, then maybe it's a matter of just building your fasting experience and maybe breaking if that migraine is unbearable, refeeding, and then when that migraine goes away, starting again. You know what I mean? I'm sure there are other people in the chat that might be helpful who have dealt with it, but migraines aren't something that I've really had an issue for me. P.S. Thank you for your journey. You're very welcome. It really helps. I'm glad that it does, Margarita. So please keep us posted. Thank you for the question. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully somebody might be in the chat that can help you as well. So, hi, Irv. Irv, I don't know if I've seen you either. Currently on day 19 of a 40-day fruit juice fast. Any advice? I don't really have any advice. I've never done a fruit or a juice fast, but if you're on day 19 and you've been getting progress and you've been losing weight, congratulations, right? I don't know if there's any other advice that might be needed other than, are you drinking all day every day? Is it something that you can do in a shorter amount of time to maybe extend the benefits that you're getting from doing it? Otherwise, I don't really have much when it comes to that because I don't juice fast, but you'll have to let us know on that progress. I'm sure there are other people who have as well. So please, if anybody has done it, please feel free to share some info. Let me see here. Athena, I'm just trying to follow up. Yeah, I think it is. I get there and I feel like, why even try? See, and I feel like you're not the only one. I think so many people, because they're starting for a 48 or they're starting for a 65 or they're trying to do a 90. And if they don't get anywhere close to that, then they think they fail. They think, well, what's the point? And I'm going to tell you, it makes all the difference to look at a shorter fast and be like, okay, here's a shorter fast. All that means right now is I need to work on my other levers. I need to work on what my refeed looks like. Oh, I didn't get to fast that long. I better clean up my diet. I better eat better. And it doesn't mean that you have to eat the cleanest. It just means, hey, do something different, right? This isn't just about fasting. This also means you put extra calories in you. Maybe that means you go walk extra steps for the day. Maybe it means getting to the gym and lifting weights and doing some strength training. Maybe it means you're going to take care of your sleep and make sure you sleep well because you ate well. There's so many other things at play when it comes to losing weight. Fasting isn't the only thing that matters here. So you're very welcome, Athena. You're welcome. You're welcome. How long is the 65-hour challenge? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be doing a video every 3 days saying, hey, this is round whatever, but I just was going to do the first couple rounds and be like, yeah, hopefully you guys want to be in on it. So, I mean, I've done 8 65-hour fasts in a row and I'm about to do 9 more. I'm doing this until February 14th. So nothing is stopping you from continuing on if that's what you want to do, EK Penthouse. So thank you for the question. Let me scroll down here. Okay. I think we're good. So a couple of things. Number one, remember, everyone, don't let the weight on the scale fuck with you, right? Don't let the weight on the scale be the only thing that matters on your journey. Remember that the number on the scale is a good data point. It's a good way to look at a downward trend, but it also doesn't mean that it is the end all be all, the be all end all. Sometimes that number is just going to mess with your head and there isn't much that you can do about it. Don't let the weight on the scale devalue you as a person. Don't let the weight on the scale tell you that you're better because you weigh X amount and not another amount. I say this because it is still something that's hard for me to accept. This is also me reminding myself that I need to tell myself that the weight on the scale isn't everything. So I just remember to respect yourself, to accept yourself, and to love yourself for who you are today, for what you will be a month from now, 6 months from now, from what you were 6 months ago, a year ago, or me 441 days ago. My value, even at my heaviest, there was still a ton of value there. So just reminding all of you for that. I have one more thing that I always say, but Andrew looks like he's asking a question here. Andrew says, how's your experience with 5-day fasting in 2 days? How do you typically refeed in these fasts? Oh, is this question for me? Because I'm not doing 5-day fast right now. Oh, you're talking about a 5-2 protocol. I don't do a 5-2 protocol. So maybe you're talking to someone else. So I'll leave it there. Let me continue on. One last thing, right? I'm only 21 hours right now, right? 21 hours, 16 minutes into my fast. And I am working on another 65-hour fast. But I show that because I want you to know that all of you, you're not alone on your journey. We're all, at least I feel like most of us who are here right now are doing this. You're not alone. Please don't think that you're the only person. Why me? Why should I be doing this? Why does it have to be so hard for me? Listen, I'm there with you. You are not alone on your journey. We're doing this together. Okay. That might be it. That might be it. No more questions? Oh, maybe one more question. Mugs in the Woods. Hi, Mugs. Hi, Jerome. I hear you talk about the weight loss, blood pressure, diabetes improvements. Have you or any of the chat members had any improvements with their cholesterol? I mean, when I had my blood work done in July, my cholesterol was good. I have heard many things about cholesterol lately, though, that sometimes the numbers are not, I don't know. I think you'd probably have to do a little more research there. But I will say that when I had my cholesterol done, it was all in the green. It was all optimal. Everything was optimal. I had no issues in any of my blood markers. So just FYI. And for anybody who's wondering, I don't take any medication. I've never had any weight loss surgery. I'm not on any type of injections for Ozempic or semaglutide or anything like that. My blood markers had all restored to normal or optimal just through fasting. So hopefully that's helpful. But in terms of cholesterol, my cholesterol is good. But I also know that lately there's been conflicting data on that. I could be wrong. I haven't done enough research when it comes to that. So hopefully that was helpful. How often do I stream? Every Sunday. If you go to YouTube and you click the live tab, you will see 60 plus Sunday night live streams. I've been doing this shit for a while. Lalo, thank you for the question. Gail asks, what fasting app do you use? I use the Zero app. Do I like the Zero app? It's okay. I only use the free version. Please do not pay for it. Don't waste your money on it. I do not think it's worth the extra money for whatever they're giving you on there. I just use the free version. There are better apps out there. I'll just say that. So bad 98 or bad 90 AA. Hi, Jerome. I hope you can answer this. I'm literally like the start weight of you, 98 kilo. I want to lose 50 kg. I can do 72s easily, but want to do 90 hours fasting. My question, can I refeed until satisfied? Ba, you can refeed however you want. Obviously, you know that if your refeeds go, listen, if you do a 90-hour fast, you're going to have to refeed like 9,000 calories to maybe not lose weight. I'd imagine most people aren't like me and aren't putting down 5, 6, 7,000 calories per refeed. So I would imagine that you could probably eat until you're satiated. It doesn't mean that you should just eat like shit all day, but if that's what you need to do to at least get started and you're able to do 90-hour fasts, more power to you, right? But that's how I started and I still lost weight that way. Would I do it that way again today? No, because I don't. I also have learned to eat differently and I enjoy the cleaner foods that I eat, but that's just going to depend from person to person. So keep us posted. Congrats on the 72s. Hopefully you can start getting the 90s and you'll have to let us know when you drop 50 kg. Okay, Ba? Thank you for the question. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Gail says best fasting app. The best fasting app is the one that I will release soon, hopefully. I don't know if it'll be the best, but that's my hope. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to there are a lot of fasting apps out there that are missing things that I think are beneficial, and that's what I'm hoping when my app comes out. So I'm sure other people though have used other apps right now that are better than Zero. So I've only been using Zero because I've been using it since I started and I'm just used to it. So yeah. So any other questions? Hi, Alina. Alina says, yes, Jerome, we need merch. I know. I have the merch. I got to get the website up. I got to do that. Hi, Nash. Dozing off. Have a good night. Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. See you Wednesday night. Okay. I think that's it. So remember, everyone, you're not alone. We're doing this together. If you need additional help, you can check the link in my description for one-on-one coaching. Otherwise, that'll be it for tonight. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you for all the super chats today. You guys are so generous. It helps my channel. It helps support me in what I'm doing. So I appreciate every single one of you. We will do this again next Sunday night, same time, same day, same bat channel. Well, it's only one channel, same Finally Fasting channel. I think that's it for me. So everyone, we'll talk soon. Keep doing hey, are you doing a 65-hour fast with me? Are you doing one with me? Blah, blah. Are you doing one with me right now? Are you doing this 65-hour challenge? I forgot to ask that question, but you can let me know. I'll read it in the chat later. If not, maybe what that means is like, hey, maybe you can't do 65s and there's nothing wrong with that, but can you be consistent? Can you do this with me? Can you show up even if you're not able to do 65s? Can you show up and be consistent in what you're doing? Let me know. I'm just curious. So with that being said, that's it. I'm going to wave bye. I'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Have a good one.